1, 2, 3, let's go!
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Rosey for those of you who are brand new to this channel, and this is my sister Donna. Hi! I think this video is very long overdue. I've been wanting to do it for the longest time. We have a story to tell you. This is our kidney story. This story is very important to us. It has a lot of different factors to it. We don't really have a plan of how we're going to be telling you guys, but I think we're just going to tell you each other's part of the story so we can kind of just remember how this whole thing took place, because there's like different aspects of the story. So she's going to explain what she went through, and then I'm going to explain what I went through, and then you guys can ask questions later. Maybe we can do another video. So this story is pretty much me and my sister talking about how I was able to give the gift of life to her.
So I found out I needed a kidney when I was pregnant. It was in 2010, and I was just getting my monthly lab work as any pregnant woman would, which included, a urine test. I got the urine test done. Shortly after that, I got a phone call from my doctor stating that they had found protein in the urine, which that was very abnormal and it should not be there. That only means there's some sort of problem going on internally. And so after that, I had to go back in to do more blood work so they can kind of see what's going on. So that's when they had, my doctor had asked me to come in to see him, and he had gone over the lab works and everything. And he had told me that I have a kidney disease. He diagnosed me with FSGS, which is just a kidney disease. They don't know exactly how I got it. But the kidneys were definitely scarred and they were failing, and so that's kind of where the whole journey began. And I had to share this with all my family, and everyone started getting tested right away.
So I was at the time living in Paso Robles, California, so I was getting my undergraduate work so that I can transfer over to our university. And so my sister had told me this, and I was like crying because I was like far away, so I didn't really know what was going on, and I just thought she was gonna like die. I didn't know how to process it. So I think like what happened is like my mama asked like people to get tested, and so I decided to get tested. I even had my fiance at the time, well, I think he was my boyfriend at the time, but now he's my husband. I asked him if he could get tested, if he was willing to, and he was. And he's always been such an amazing person. That's why I married him, because he didn't say no, I'm gonna get tested. He was willing to try to get tested, and he did. Me, my husband now, and my sister Naomi, we all got tested, and the only person that came out with being compatible to my sister 100% was me. It was like, they called it 6 out of 6 points, so that meant we were like literally like
twin kidney.
Yeah, it would be a twin kidney. Yeah. So like it wouldn't be like if they transplanted it from my body to her body, like the body would be less likely to reject, and that was like very slim chance when people get transplanted, because a lot of the times it gets rejected, or it gets rejected after a certain number of years. So they said that since I was gonna be like, if I chose to, because at this point when I get tested and I get compatible with her, that I don't have to choose to be her donor if I don't want to. They're not gonna tell her like, hey, she denied it, but I get to kind of have that time to kind of process and think about it, whether I want to or not. Like, the only thing I was hesitant about was that I didn't want to get scars. This was when I was like, and this was in 2013, so this was about 4 years ago. So I think I was 25, 24, and so I was still at that age where I was kind of like very like cautious about my body. I just didn't want to get scars on my body that I didn't need at the time, so I was just cautious about that. But that was the only thing I was hesitant for. And then after a while, after I went to the doctor and I talked to her, I talked to like what the scars would look like, what the process would be like, what recovery would be like. I figured out like, hey, I can do this, because the scars were going to be so minimal. They were going to disappear after a while. while my underwear could literally cover them, I was like, my sister needs me. So I went ahead and said, yes, I'm going to do this. And we scheduled our appointments. So she needed a kidney ASAP because either she needed to start dialysis. So
yes, if I didn't get it around that time that they had told me that I was going to need a transplant, they said that I would have to be in dialysis, which a lot of you guys may know that can like take a toll on your life just because it's something where you go to like 3 times a week for like an hour or so, where they just kind of clean out your blood and stuff like that. So that's something I didn't even want to think about doing.
It limits your life.
It does
a lot.
Yeah.
And I didn't want her to go through that either. I wanted her to live life. I didn't want her to be by her. Like, there's 2 different ones. You can either go to a clinic or you can have it at home overnight, but you're like literally tied up to, like she said, like a machine for like all night. And it just
and I was only like, what, 23 or 24?
Yeah, I was 25, so yeah, you're 23. So I think that's what it is. I think.
About that age, yeah. So yeah, I was too young to even want to do that at that age. And I had so much plans and
traveling and just stuff like that. It just really gets in the way, and I just thought that that's not a way of living, really. People go to the clinic and it just drains you too when you get it done. And another thing that they told us was that once someone starts dialysis, if they have like a failing kidney, that once they start dialysis, it really inhibits or makes it harder for when you do plan to get a kidney transplant, for your transplant to last longer than if you didn't even start dialysis at all. So I was like, so it was kind of like time was ticking, and I was like, I had to make a decision. I did my own research. I made sure that it was okay because I have a body too, and I wanted to make sure that I would be able to have kids one day. I wanted to make sure that my life would not be so compromised if I did this, because I would be living with 1 kidney. So I talked to a doctor, and she said that I would still be able to have kids. One thing is that, for example, say they do give her my kidney and it gets rejected for any reason, I have to be okay with that. And so I was thinking about it, and I was like, it would be hard for me to like not, get sad about it, if like something, so precious that I gave away, that if it like got rejected and it didn't work, and I would be out of a kidney too, and that would just had to be something I would be kind of okay with, I guess.
Yeah, and at this point I was just like, wow, when she told me she was going to offer me the kidney, I was just like speechless, because I was like, I didn't know it was going to happen so fast and all that. So I was just very thankful for it, because I didn't even think she would have time. I know she was going to school, right? You were going to school, I was working full time. Yeah. And I just didn't know how she was going to do it in her schedule, because she had to go to a lot of lab works, a lot of doctor's appointments. But you managed to kind of somehow get around all that.
I've been managing it ever since. Oh yeah. If the kidney, for some reason, if I gave her my kidney and yada yada, if it works on her, it works, or if it didn't, it didn't. But my kidney, if for some reason it just completely fails, my other 1 kidney, I would be a place on the top of the donor list. So
that's something that they can know, considering donating a kidney.
Yeah, if you guys want to, so there's I think thousands and thousands of people that are on the waiting list for a kidney donation, and so it's a huge list. So like, for example, if I were to need a kidney because I donated my kidney, I would be put on the top of that list. So over someone that's been needing a kidney for like years.
Yeah.
So that was a good thing that to consider, because I was like, okay, I want to make sure that I'm okay too for doing this. So once I found out, like, okay, like I talked to my boyfriend at the time, I considered him, I considered my family, I talked to my mom, and she she said, okay, this is your sister, we want to, if you feel okay with it, like go ahead and do it. And I told Donna, yes, I want to be your donor, like let's do this. But at the time it was we had to schedule the appointment fast before she had to start dialysis. So and also I was going away to college. I was going to attend Chico State University, and so I was going to start soon. So we talked about it and we scheduled it that summer. So June 5th was when we scheduled it, 2013, and so that's when we were going to have the kidney surgery, and that would give me enough time to like recover and be able to go move away to college, because that's what I was going to be doing, and still continue my life normally, and she can continue her life normally and stuff. So that's when we did the kidney surgery, and we set it up. So You might be wondering what you need to do to be tested for kidneys. So, obviously I was far away. The doctor we were going to was in Stanford. So, they went ahead and sent me a kit over in Paso Robles in California. So that was about like, I would say like 4 or 6 hours away from Stanford University or Stanford Hospital. And so they sent me a kit and I had to go to like my local clinic and they pretty much drew my blood and put it back in the kit and then sent it back over to them. And so it was like, I want to say like 8 or 10 vials of blood, and I had to do continuously test, like I had to test other times too, and then I had to test more. I had to go to Stanford University like a couple other times just to make sure I was okay to give my kidney. Like they wanted to make sure I was healthy to be able to donate my kidney to Donna. And so I got tested with my urine too to make sure there was no blood in urine, which a couple times they did find blood in urine. I guess there's only supposed to be a certain number of blood in urine, and they kept on testing me and telling me to drink water. And finally, I did pass that test. And then they also psychologically wanted to test me to make sure that I was okay, like mentally, that I was not depressed, or that I would just like feel like I want to commit suicide or feel really horrible after donating a kidney or something, which I was fine. I had talked to a social worker and I told her like I was fine. I mean, obviously there was like sometimes I'm giving something part of me, but like I knew that I wanted to do it, so I knew that would be like something I did have, like suffering after the whole kidney thing. You do feel kind of like something's missing because it's a part of you. Yeah, it feels like a part of you was just taken off. So it's just like you just feel like, hey, like part of me is gone, even though it was the tiniest thing ever. But besides that, like that was something I was like, hey, I helped my sister and I'm happy, and that's all that matters.
We were checked in, I remember, and I was just like super nervous because it's surgery and they're gonna open both of us up. Or actually, no, they just opened me up. They did a whole different procedure she can talk about.
Yeah.
So I was just very nervous, and I know it's gonna be mine was like a 5 hour.
5 hours. So mine was scheduled like at 6 or 8 o'clock.
Oh, okay.
It was like 6 or 8 o'clock, and then after I think it was postponed for 8. It was originally 6, and they postponed it for 8 o'clock. Mm-hmm. Once they took out my kidney, they did laparoscopic surgery, which is pretty much, it's a new modern surgery. They cut you like a couple of slices or couple of slits on your stomach. So I have a total of 4 like slivers on my stomach. So one is like on where you would get your C-section, and it's the size of like maybe 3 inches, and then the other 3 are like a size of like 1 inch, and they cut those for them to be able to dig the tools in. And the one by where my C-section would be, I guess, where they would cut you, that one is where they actually take out the kidney, and then they put it, I don't know where they put it, but and they put it somewhere so that they can put it in her body safely. So I remember we checked in, and then I was in there, and I was nervous too, and I think we were just taking a lot of pictures.
We were taking pictures, but at that time too, I was like super sick. I was like already towards the end. The doctor told me if I hadn't had that surgery that day, I would probably have to go to dialysis the following week because my numbers were so bad. But I was like pale.
Yeah, she was actually gained color.
Okay, no, that's one thing when you have kidney disease.
Her tone was not her color.
I was very pale.
Okay, her color was not normal. She didn't have life in her.
I was skinny, like really skinny, because my appetite had been really bad. When you have kidney disease, you don't have the appetite.
She just didn't have an appetite.
I would always
feel like throwing up.
I would wake up every morning feeling nauseous, and I hated that. I would eat so little that I did lose a lot of weight. I lost my color. I lost my energy was the main one. I didn't have that much energy, and at that time too, I was pregnant, right? So
you just had Jaden, so he was 3 years old.
Oh yeah, and I was like, being a 3-year-old, I had to run around with him, and I was just like, it couldn't have came at a better time because I needed that energy for my son as well. And it's just so hard when you're sick all the time and feeling nauseous and you don't have energy for anything. So
Yeah. So we checked in the night before, like around 6 o'clock, and we were in the same room. My mom was there, my boyfriend at the time, her husband. I think Jaden was there.
Jaden was there, and he started crying.
Yeah. Yeah. So everyone was there pretty much. Everyone was kind of like, you know, freaking out. Yeah, and so then we were there, and so they were just kind of putting like IVs on us and just making sure we were ready. We had been on a fast, I think, because we couldn't eat for a certain amount of time.
I didn't care though, because I was hungry.
Yeah, but for me, I like to eat, so for me it was a big deal. But I was just like, okay, I need to do this, you know, let's get this going. So then after that morning when they separated us, they like literally rolled me out in the bed.
And you were first.
Yeah, I was first, and they rolled me out in a bed, you know, like you see in the typical movies. And I think my sister has a video of it somewhere. Maybe I can include it on here. And so they rolled me out, and then then they take me to another room. But before that, right before they rolled me out, they were doing a bunch of other tests, like x-rays, last minute stuff. And then they rolled me out. Then we went to, they took me to operation room, and I just remember walking down through these big, right before they took me to operation room, I was with my boyfriend and my mom. They were like in this room. They were like doing some last minute, like, I'm gonna say touch-ups or something. They were doing something to me. I was wearing like one of those like blue caps on my head. I was like, I'm going to surgery, which I was, and then I was wearing like literally nothing. I think I might have been wearing like underwear. No, it was not wearing. I forget if they. Okay, I don't know. I think I had an underwear. They gave us an underwear, I think, and it was like one of those like hospital underwears. So I was waiting, and then finally I said bye to my mom and my boyfriend, and they took me through these big steel doors, like these metal. It was very sterile. Yeah, it was very sterile. And so I went in there, and I was like looking down the hallways. It was very like everything was like, you know, like that steel like you see in hospitals. And then they were gonna put me on the table. And they counted, and then they lifted me up from the bed. Yes, and they were supposed to be sleeping. No, not yet. And then so they lifted me up and put me on the table, and then they put like this big thing on my nose, and you know, like a gas mask or something. And then they're like, okay, we're gonna count from 3 to 1. Okay, I remember that. 3, 2, 1, and then I knocked out. Like I literally knocked out. Like I didn't realize. Yeah, I didn't realize it was that long. And the next thing I remember from that is they're like Rosey or something, and I woke up, and then I was like, the first thing I said is like, where's my sister? And then I did. That was the first. Yeah, I thought I told you. I was like, where's my sister? And they're like, oh, she's okay there. She's in surgery right now. I think you were in surgery till 1 o'clock. I think I went over, and everyone was kind of worried. Yeah, they were worried because like in the lobby they can see like who's in surgery, like the names,
the status of them.
Yeah, how long they have left and stuff. So yeah, but they were able to like when they talked to me after they left me in that room for a while before I could actually go to the room, and then my family can come and visit me. And so I was there for a while. Like I was on drugs. They gave me a cool button where I could just like press it each time I was feeling pain. So I was like literally pressing it every half hour. And so like we were in the there was not so cute pictures of me just like going past out with my mouth open. And so then they took me to the room, and my mom was like there. Everyone, my dad, they came because he had worked that day, so he like came or got off early to come and visit, and they were like, everyone was there. And then my doctor said that they were able to just cut me a little bit and do it like underneath where my underwear line was, like so I could always hide that scar. And yeah, it was just like it was a recovery time of like 3 days. I think we were in the hospital 3 days after surgery, and we had to eat like just like really bland food. I just remember okay, this is TMI, but I remember I couldn't go to the bathroom for the longest time. Like I didn't go to the bathroom for like I'm talking about like, you know, number 2. I couldn't go for like 15 days. Like I don't know what was going on, but they said when they were doing the surgery, they like grabbed my intestines and they kind of like twisted them or something. I don't know. So I think that's what caused that. But like I was like, it's this normal. I'm not going to the bathroom and stuff. So it was kind of weird. But no, it fixed myself. It fixed myself. Yeah. Yeah. And so like I was able to So yeah, so it was kind of like a process though, because they made us during our recovery time when we were in the hospital. Like they said, the first thing you have to do is be able to walk. That shows that that's gonna make you better, right? Like be a fast recovery.
I remember the doctors told us, "Oh, you guys are gonna take 3 months to recover?"
Yeah.
But we got better like in 3 weeks.
Yeah.
We were shopping.
We were like shopping,
and it was like 3 weeks, and they were very surprised. But they said it's because we were both young.
Yeah.
Healthy. Other than the whole kidney thing, we were both healthy.
And we were just shopping, and neighbors were like, "Hey, I didn't know."
You lost weight, didn't you?
No, I don't know if I lost weight. No, I was, I don't want to mention my weight, but no, like I was like, okay, but then afterwards, I went to college and I gained weight. That's what happened. No, but I think you gained weight because you started actually
I was eating more.
Yeah, I remember one time we went to this, in Santa Cruz, there's this place called Jack's Burgers, and we went there and we had a burger, and like, she like would never eat her food. She would like just take at it or something.
And that was cool.
Yeah, and then this time she like ate the whole freaking burger and the fries before any of us. And we're like, what? Like, she's actually eating, and she started gaining weight and like gaining her color back, and she was just like very healthy. And we were just like, hey, she's healthy now. Like, she can. Yeah, you're alive. That's pretty much our kidney story.
I also a very successful kidney.
You've been getting checked from like
I go yearly to see Stanford. My doctor really likes to see me every year just to make sure everything's okay and check up on me and everything. And then I see my kidney doctor every 4 to 6 months. It depends what's going on. But yeah, they keep a really good eye on me just to make sure the kidney's functioning well. Or, because if something goes wrong, they want to be able to catch it and be able to be fix it so I don't have, the kidney doesn't reject. So, and I am taking my medication I have to take daily for the rest of my life. But that's what's kind of keeping the kidney going.
And you started at first with like how many pills?
Like 14 pills.
14 pills
in the morning and 14 pills at night. It started decreasing within months. Every month.
So each month she would be like, okay, you need less pills to take.
Because my body was actually absorbing everything, and I was healing and feeling better. So now I'm down to just, I believe, 4 pills.
Pretty much like anti-rejection pills. You're living,
I'm
doing
living,
stuff.
and I have to, keep in mind too, the kidney is again, so I have to just take care of it,
Yeah.
I drink a lot of water.
Drink water,
meds,
exercise.
Yes, go to the gym, exercise.
Not really drink like
occasionally drink.
Yeah, like same with me. Like I cannot. What the doctor said is I cannot binge drink, which I would never binge drink anyways. But if I do like a glass of wine on occasion, so but I'm not like drinking it. I'm not much of a drinker anyways, but I do like my wine. So those days when you need it after work or on the weekends, you just want to have like a couple of glasses of wine. I do that, and that's totally fine as long as I'm not like overdoing it and going like to parties and like over drinking, which like I said I never do. So I think we're okay with that part. But so we've been doing it. I'm living life. Oh yeah, another thing that they said is that since we do both have a kidney, she has the kidney and I have mine, and if we were to get in a car accident, if we are at risk that we could get our kidney punctured and we only have one. So they always said to like just be careful on the road,
extra careful for us in that.
Yeah, just be aware of it. Yeah, wear your seatbelt and do stuff like that.
Yeah.
Just be safe on the road. But yeah, so I don't know. I feel like we covered
most of it, but I'm sure they have questions.
Yeah, if you guys have questions, like put them down on the comments, and we'll be like happy to answer any questions later on. I know we kind of just like sped through this. We wanted to do this video for like ever, we just never got to it.
Yeah.
And I'm always sick all the time. Like I'm sick right now as I'm doing this video. Like I'm like, you know what? We're gonna
can't be around sick people.
No, we're gonna do it. We're gonna do this video. Our kidney anniversary is coming up on June 5th. 6 years. So we're totally a success story, and you said your kidney's working better than ever.
It's functioning very nicely.
So
there's no problems, and we're both healthy and living life.
Yeah, just living life, like I said. Yeah, enjoying life. So yeah, leave us comments below, and yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this kidney story, and if you're suffering through something similar like this, you're not alone. There's options, and if you feel like you want to talk to anyone, we're here to talk to you. If you have questions, just I know you talked to a couple people before you got your kidney surgery. You talked to some people that were going through it.
I did. Like I said, I was very close to being on dialysis, so I got to.
You guys are like Rosey. Rosey, a celebrity. I'm just kidding. Oh my god.